I want to preach tonight for a few minutes on this subject, the harm of hearsay. The harm of hearsay. The children of Reuben, the children of Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, they're headed back to what God gave them on that side of the flood, on that side of the River Jordan. And we can all debate, is that a good move or not? And we've preached on that before. That's not what I'm preaching on tonight. But on their way back, they get a burden. They say this, and we're going to find this out more later why they did this. They say, Brother Josiah, we need to erect us an altar here because one of these days, being we on this side of the Jordan, they on that side of the Jordan, that crowd on that side of the Jordan is going to say, we ain't got no part in Israel. We don't got no inheritance with them. But that ain't true. We're just as much God's people as they are. And they're going to try and cut us out. So right here at the Jordan, heading across to our land, we're going to just build an altar that's going to look a lot like that one at the tabernacle. We're not going to offer sacrifices on it. We're not trying to bring something up that's going to rival what's going on at the tabernacle. We just want it there according to what they're going to say later. They're going to call this altar Ed. It's special ed. Praise God. I thought about titling the message that tonight, special ed, but I didn't. Anyways, and it's going to call it Ed, which means a witness. This is going to be a testimony for us and for y'all. And somehow, in the midst of all this, at some point, someone hears about it. Someone heard, and they said, come back, and they come to the tribes and come to the priest and everybody, and they said, let me tell y'all something. They down there building an altar, and they fixing to start sacrificing animals. They are totally forsaking the tabernacle. They have left the whole thing behind. Y'all just ain't going to believe what's going on, and all of a sudden it spreads like wildfire through the whole camp until they are ready to get all up in arms and kill someone. What nearly destroyed this congregation, of which Stephen calls the church in the wilderness, what nearly destroys this congregation is what has destroyed more churches than adultery, more churches than fornication, more churches than stealing money, more churches than drinking, more churches than false doctrine. You say, what has destroyed more congregations than all them heinous sins you just mentioned? Hearsay. Things that aren't true, things that aren't founded, things that aren't necessarily real, but somebody heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody who says they saw it, and by the time it's like playing that game where you whisper something to this person who's supposed to whisper to that person who's supposed to whisper to that person, and by the time you get to the end down there, it ain't nothing at all like it was at the beginning.